Canyon. A salute to the Air Force men of America.
You are about to see an actual mission flown by the United States Air Force. All information, material, and incidents contained herein are now declassified. Department of the Air Force, Washington 25, D.C. Special Order number 202, paragraph 1. Lieutenant Colonel Stevenson B. Canyon, serial number AO041044, will proceed without delay to Davidson Air Force Base, California, reporting upon arrival to Commander thereat for approximately 15 days temporary duty to participate in Project Heartbeat, and upon completion, return this station by order of the Secretary of the Air Force.
Colonel Canyon just called from BOQ.
That's right.
I can always tell the face from the voice, Colonel. I always can. I have a message for you, Colonel Canyon, before you go in to see Colonel Dorrance. It just came from operations. Major and Mrs. Hammer called to say they will be waiting for you outside whenever you are ready to go. Are you ready, Colonel?
I'm ready to see Colonel Dorrance.
Colonel Dorrance, there's a Colonel Canyon here to see you.
Show him in, please.
He's ready, Colonel.
Thank you.
Colonel Canyon.
Dr. Dorrance.
This is Dr. Siegel.
Doctor?
How are you, Colonel?
You fellas all set on your end of the deal?
That's right.
As usual. Well, let me bring you up to date on how far we've gone. This is the approximate route of your flight. Now, we're going to equip your men with electrocardiograph leads taped to their bodies and pneumographs to record their rate of breathing. Now, all along the route, you're in Hawaii, Tokyo, Formosa, Pakistan, Rome, Sussex, Langley Field, and home. We've set up medical stations to take readings on your men, heart reactions, and general physical symptoms while you're in flight.
The stations are all ready for us right now?
Ready and waiting. All that remains is the local test on the equipment we're going to use.
We're using refueling type aircraft for the flight. How come for the test tomorrow we're using the 102s?
Now, engineering tells me they're modifying F-100s for the long flight. In the interim, the F-102 is the only available aircraft that's got room enough for the pilot and our hardware.
Right away, Sergeant. Colonel, if you care to step into the lab, we'll show you the equipment you'll be wearing tomorrow.
Like to very much.
Right this way. Right in here, Colonel. Thank you, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Looks like a fugitive from the electric chair. How does it work?
Well, it works exactly the same as a physical examination in a hospital. This is a pneumograph, which checks the breathing rate. Now, the big difference in the cardiograph is that these leads here will be attached in the aircraft and will transmit the cardiac reactions to the cardiograph on the ground by radio. Well, that's the cardiograph there, Colonel. Cardiograph unscrambles it, and that's what we see.
Then each man has his own sending station.
That's right. I don't mind telling you, Colonel, the Aero Medical Department is excited about this flight. It's the best chance yet to test flyers while in flight, on a long one. You send us the heartbeats up there, we'll read them down here.
Now, on this test tomorrow, the other pilot may...
Major Hammer.
Oh, you know him.
I picked him.
How old is he?
35.
Good. Well, let's get together after the test. We'll go over the results. You should be through by noon.
How about lunch?
My pleasure. Check with my secretary as soon as you land.
That's my pleasure, Doctor.
I thought you wanted to go on this round-the-world flight.
Of course I want to go. That's not it. It's this blasted medical check tomorrow morning. Why did they have to ring me in on that?
Medical?
Well, I don't know what they call it. It's some sort of super-duper floating medical lab in which they test physical reactions while we're in flight.
What sort of physical reactions?
I don't know. They keep saying physical this and physical that.
And what are you so nervous about?
I'm not nervous. I'll play any game they want me to.
Steve! Hey, Steve, here we are.
Bet, you look great.
Gee, so do you. How
Good
are
to see you, Pig. Steve, it's been a long time. It's good to see you.
How are the kids?
Fine, all four, just great.
4?
Don't forget my eldest.
Oh.
Say, real fancy stuff. All yours?
Yeah, me and the finance company. Steve, I want to thank you for picking me for this flight. Sounds great.
There's nobody I'd rather have aboard.
What's this test tomorrow morning?
The aeromedical department's got some new gadgets to test pilot reactions, and we're the guinea pigs.
What sort of reactions?
Oh, this gimmick we're testing tomorrow has got something to do with fatigue.
That's fine. I haven't been tired in years. Now, why are they testing me before the big flight?
We're not testing you, we're testing the equipment.
Ready, Ed?
Are you set, Sergeant?
Thank you, Sergeant.
Good luck, sir.
Set, sir.
All ready, Colonel.
Turn on the speaker. Red 1 and Red 2, check in, please.
Red 1 turning over.
Red 2 all set.
Everything ready, Ed?
Fine.
Gentlemen, everything's working perfectly. Now, Red 1 and Red 2, after you are airborne, I'll give you a few simple orders. You just follow directions and we'll do the rest.
Red 1 to heartbeat. We're all set.
This is Heartbeat. Gentlemen, to start things off, will you both do a series of steep turns, please?
Roger.
Red 1, a slow roll, please.
Red 1, roger.
Red 2, a slow roll, please.
Red 2, roger. What's next?
Red 2, try a half roll and stay inverted.
Red 2, roger.
Okay, Red 2, roll out. Got enough, Ed?
Yeah.
You can come in now, boys.
1, roger.
2, roger, and hallelujah.
Hey, pitch, where you going? That isn't the way home.
Hand me the mic. Hammer, are you all right?
Pitch, are you all right? Red 1 to medical. What's wrong?
Hammer, can you hear me?
Red 2, roger.
Turn on your emergency oxygen. Repeat, turn on your emergency oxygen.
Red 2, roger.
Red 1 to medical. What's wrong?
Get him down fast. It's a tachycardia. His heart's running away with him.
Can he eject?
Absolutely not.
Switch to guard channel. Davidson Tower from Red 1, emergency.
Red 1, this is Davidson.
You have automatic runway drone landing equipment?
Major Hammer, take deep breaths and blow with your mouth closed.
Davidson from Red 1, prepare for an emergency landing on your runway 21 left.
Break out the wagon, stand by on the runway barriers, and
Keep this channel clear.
Roger, Red 1.
Major Hammer, do you hear me? I told you to take deep breaths.
Doctor, stay off the air.
Pitch, this is Steve. Do you read me?
Read you.
I want you to do exactly as I tell you, no questions.
First cut your power to let down and put out your speed brakes.
Now drop your gear. Tell me when the light goes on.
Gear light.
Pitch.
Light on.
Davidson Tower, this is Heartbeat. We're going out to the end of the runway. We'll pick you up in the mobile unit.
Keep us up on the PA.
Turn the volume up on that.
Red 1 and 2 lining up on a long straight-in approach. Please raise the runway barrier.
Roger, Red 1.
Get set with oxygen transfer. Second, break out the emergency kit and get down to the barrier.
Pitch, when you touch down, try to pop your drag chute.
Careful on the brakes.
Roger. Pitch, ease off the power.
Here they come.
Stay with it, Pitch.
Pitch, you're too high.
Drop your power, Pitch.
Chop it.
Pop your drag chute and get on the brakes. Slow down, Pitch. You're too fast. Slow down!
Canopy button.
Eyes closed. I'm going to press on your eyeballs. It's going to hurt, but hang on.
Colonel, the fuel's leaking. They're going to start the foam.
Doc, let's get him out of here fast. Doc, there's a fuel leak. This thing could blow sky high.
The rate's normal. Okay.
Good morning. How are you? They're gonna let me take you home tomorrow.
They're gonna let you take me home.
Well, I thought you'd be happy to hear that. The kids can't wait. I can't wait. Darling, everything's gonna be all right. Really, everything's gonna be all right. Dr. Siegel said you're gonna live to be 150.
What did he say about my flying?
What?
He said you could take me home tomorrow. That's nice. Can't even drive my own car.
Well, they didn't say that you
They
couldn't.
won't let me drive a car. What are they going to say about my driving an airplane?
They haven't said anything about anything.
They carried me in here. You carry me home. Who carries me after that? Have they made arrangements?
Oh, Hitch.
Oh, I went out in a blaze of glory. They lifted me out of that plane like a sack of cement. Oh, it was beautiful. You should have been there. I landed that plane myself. I'll get home by myself. You tell them to stop sending me drivers. You tell them to lay off. I'm no longer in the market for any of their good intentions. I'm no longer a member of this club. I resign.
Look, Hitch,
Now,
when
you listen to me, baby. You get this and get it straight. I'm through. I quit.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. If you change your mind, you want me to come after you, give me a call.
Now, there are about 12 different kinds of palpitations that can exist and still allow a man to remain in the Air Force.
Then Major Hammer will be able to fly again?
No, Steve, that's out of the question. You see how fast his heart went? Just 10 seconds of an attack like that and a jet going 1,400 miles an hour, and that'd be it.
That's the one thing I can't understand. He was fine right up until the moment you told him to come down.
Well, obviously, he'd been building up these tensions for a long time. From what Mrs. Hammer says, he suspected he had a heart condition. Now, all during the test, he remained tense and rigid. And when I said he was okay, he relaxed. All those tensions were released, and a reaction set in. Happens that way sometime. It's not uncommon. No, the Major can remain in the service, but he will not fly again.
Hello, this is Mrs. Hammer again. Was I right in understanding that the Major was released from the hospital an hour ago? I see. Thank you. Hello, this is Mrs. Hammer. Is the Major there? Hello, Sergeant. Yes, would you? I'll wait. It's open. Yes? Oh. Well, if the Major comes in, would you ask him to call home right away? Have you seen Pitch?
No, I thought he'd be here, Pat.
Well, where can he be? He left the hospital over an hour ago. Now, that's only 10 minutes from here. I've called the officers' club and the motor pool and every place I can think of. Nobody's seen him. I'm worried, Steve.
He'll show up, Pat. Sit down, relax.
Oh, you sit down and relax. Steve, what are we going to do? Pitch says that he's going to quit the Air Force.
Well, that's ridiculous. There are a lot of things he could do. He could teach, he could...
Teach? You just mention the word to him and he's like a madman. That's a dirty word around this house. Oh, Steve, how are we gonna get along? Do you know what it costs these days to bring up 3 kids? Betty will be ready for college before you know it. Susan started taking dancing lessons. We just can't stop now. We can't deprive her of that. I've got to do something about Jimmy's teeth. Do you want to see something? I'll show you something. Look at this. Shoes, clothing, drugstore, vitamins. Do you know what vitamins cost? There's payments on the washer, payments on the television set. You know, without the Air Force benefits, I don't see how we're going to get along. Oh, payments on the car.
Relax, Pat.
Steve, I don't mean to sound so mercenary. I'm not really all that worried about money. We'll get along somehow. All this harried housewife talk's just my way of avoiding the main issue. Steve, Pitch is just miserable. For the first time in their lives, he's been unkind to the kids. When I took them to the hospital, he just bit their heads off. He's closed me out. I can't get to him. For the past 5 days, all he said to me is, I'm quitting.
He's bewildered, Pat. Anybody would be.
No, he really wants to quit. Let's get out of here, he says. Well, it's easier said than done. Even if we had a place to go, what can he do? Steve, he's been a flyer since he was 19 years... Where is he? Betty's at the flight surgeon's office. Betty, will you get off the phone? Have you ever seen our phone bill? Oh, God. I don't know.
Have you called the hangar?
Yeah. I tried earlier this morning. I forgot it was Saturday.
You wait here. I'll see if I can find him. Hi, Pitch.
Hi.
Don't you think it's about time to go home?
Home? For some more of that wifely solicitude?
No,
Now look, Steve, I don't expect you to dig this, but there are certain things no wife in the world can understand. I spent half my life learning to fly and flying. Pat thinks I can adjust myself to something else. Just like that, it's easy. You throw half your life out the window. She thinks the other half is enough, her and the house and the kids. How can a man tell his wife it isn't? Well, I just don't want to argue the point anymore, so I'm not going home. You guys didn't come here to listen to my problems. What did you come here for?
To talk.
Oh, another lecture, huh? Well, just to save wear and tear, Colonel and Doctor, let me warn you. I know what you're going to say. I've been hearing it in various versions for a week. I've had the domestic bit from my wife, the Air Force bit from the general, the come to glory bit from the chaplain, and the take it easy routine from you. And all messages of hope and cheer have been delivered in loud, ringing tones by various persons in top physical condition who can't have the vaguest notion of what's going on in my mind. Now, I simply want out. I want to resign from this corporation. Just give me my gold watch for my 16 years of faithful service, and I thank you. Now, no offense, gentlemen. I just want to save us all some time.
Hold your position, Major. You haven't heard what you know I'm going to tell you. They took away your wings, so you don't want to play anymore. Wherever did you get the idea that the Air Force was designed for your personal pleasure? You were trained as a pilot at a cost of $600,000, and we've wasted every cent of it because you never understood your job. So you're going to run away, taking away all your valuable experience, your priceless knowledge, because you're no longer a pilot. The thought never entered your selfish mind that maybe we need you.
They've got plenty of guys to teach them how to fly.
Why don't you start a new class for us? On a brand new subject.
What subject?
Well, we'll call it irresponsibility. You're an expert, Pitch. You can teach these kids coming up why they must never do what you did.
What?
For 2 months now, you've known something was wrong with you. And what have you done about it? You've gone right on flying. You've gambled with the peace and comfort of your wife and children. You've endangered the lives of the men who fly with you in the air and the ones who take care of you here on the ground. And why? Because you wanted to fly. Nothing else mattered. Anybody can learn to fly. The hard thing is learning the responsibility that goes with it. It's the first thing to learn. Let me tell you something, bitch. This little piece of chalk in the good right hand of a man who knows what he's talking about is worth more than all the fighters, the bombers, more than all of us put together. What's the diagnosis?
You asking me as a doctor?
Yes.
I'd say the condition of the patient depends upon the prognosis of the physiological aspects of one single part of his anatomy.
What part?
His guts.